As you saw yesterday, Dan, when I was introduced to your wife, I said, I'm glad to meet you, Mrs. Cartwright.
Well, I'll tell you, Cactus, that's fine. I've been called a lot worse, and so is she, I'm afraid.
You know, I don't believe, though, that there's any character on television with whom the public identifies more than this Hoss character that you play. Do you have much trouble separating Dan Blocker from Hoss Cartwright?
Well, not anymore. There was a time, of course, that I did. I think after the second or third year, I started finally to divorce myself from him. Mm-hmm. But in the early days of the series, when I was trying to find this character and I was really working at it, then of course I got wrapped up in him to the extent that I was Hoss Cartwright practically all the time. But once I got it, and once I knew the fellow and he was indelibly stamped, then I could leave him alone and go get him when I wanted him. Mm-hmm. And that's every morning at 7 until 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And then I can leave him at the studio and pick him up the next morning.
Yeah. I've only known you for a few hours, and I was trying to figure out yesterday, as we were visiting, some of the differences between Hoss and Dan. Obviously, you're a pleasant fellow, as Dan Blocker, as is Hoss Cartwright. But Hoss is...
well, we're both happy men. Let's
happy
put it
men,
that way.
yeah.
And we're both Democrats.
Yeah. Well, has that ever been established in Bonanza?
Well, no, because at that time there was no Democratic Party in our Republican Party. There were the Tories and the Whigs. But
yeah,
I have a notion that that Hoss would have been a liberal and a progressive. The only people that I know who aren't are people who are unhappy in life and been a big disappointment to them.
Well, there's no doubting that you're a Democrat. Of course, you came back to Texas during the past campaign. Why did you come back to Texas to campaign, Dan?
Well, I felt that more than any other presidential campaign in recent history, the just past presidential campaign and election was the most important campaign and election this nation has faced in many respects, mm-hmm. If not all respects. We had two differing basic philosophies testing one another, one of which I thought was unacceptable for the America that I have grown up knowing and loving, and I felt that that it was my responsibility as a citizen and as a parent and a member of society to do what I possibly could to further the philosophy that I thought proper and right. Mm-hmm. And I felt I could do no less, and I hope that it had some bearing, and I hope that it was some help. We feel that it was. Mm-hmm.